Let's take a look at copper. So copper, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. Okay, now this is CPR/USD. So where are the areas of fair value? The first area would be this wick, right? So we can mark that off and say that's fair value. I'll make this a little brighter. So because they came down and filled this, then that's now fair value. Equal number of sellers, equal number of buyers. We have an overlap of this fair value area and this unfair value area. So now this entire thing is considered fair value, right? So what did they do? They came down into that. They never even closed a quarterly candle below it. See how that was a buy area right there? So then what did they do? They created from here. Obviously they came back down, so we know that's a fair value area. Now they came up here and broke, but what was this? This was unfair value. So they went lower, right? Where would they want to go lower to? They would want to go to the next unfair value area right here. Come on. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. This is on a quarterly chart, how this works. ICT is absolutely the best investment, not day trading, investment method, right? So it came down here, spiked it a little bit. That's on fair value now. So they're going to rip it higher. They came down to test it again. Now they've created a fair value area right here. That's up, that's down. So what were they able to do? Move up to the next unfair area. What did they do there? They moved through that area, swept it, and it was unfair. So where are they going now? This one's tricky because if this doesn't hold, if this area does not hold, this fair value gap does not hold again, then there is no unfair value until we get down to here. Let me get my magnet out. 312. That area is fair value, so we don't need to include that. What would 312 coincide with? My line tool. 312.10. Where would that coincide with? That would coincide with this fair value area, sweeping below it, finding unfair area here because this right here, this wick, is considered a fair value area, right? There's an equal amount of buyers, equal amount of sellers. They would pierce this area and then be rejected while sweeping this area, and then where can they go? New highs. Because then there is no reason to test any of this area again. And they will go from 312 to new highs. If for some reason 312 breaks, where would they be going next? tool on. 273 to 283. That would also be a good area to buy. So we have two excellent areas to buy. And the only reason that we would go down to this area is if we were to, for some reason, if we were to somehow come down here and then find resistance above it, then we will come down to this area. You'll buy in this area, either below it or at 50% encroachment is what he calls it, the 50% mark. Remember I talked about that. So 278. So we got 312 and 278 on CPR USD. If for some reason, again, that didn't work and they broke below it, what are we looking for? A rejection off of this area. And where are they going? The next place to sweep would be 197. Now, that's going to take a lot to get down there. So, what are we doing right now? Right now, it does not look like it, but we are still bullish. Copper is still bullish for new highs because now we have a fair value area right here with this wick. This area is complete. This area is now complete. Where'd my thing go? There's an equal number of buyers, equal number of sellers. So all they have to do is sweep this bar and then rip it back higher. And where would they be going? This candle is now fair value. So they would be going for the high. And if they go for this high, 537, then you could say, okay, normally in a fair value area, they're going to shoot for 1.25 to 1.5 retracement. So you would say, let's see here. So let's do 1.25 and 1.5. Let's make those green. So this is on CPR USD. I usually use HG futures, but where would they be going from this fair value area would be 551 to 583. Those are targets, not places to short, right? That is if this area holds, this little green box. So now CPR USD I think is open. Is it open all the time, or is it just open during the day? Yeah, it's open right now. So look at this epic move today. This epic 5-minute candle went from 435 to 402, 403. That is nuts. And now we're at what? 446, 40-cent move in the evening in futures. This is nuts. So what are we going to look for tomorrow? We're going to look for either they are sweeping this most recent, look, they've already done it, this most recent fair value area, they have swept that area, trapped longs, and what will they do next? This whole area is fair value. So where will they go next? From 446, they will go down to 403. And we have either 402, 396, and half of that from 402 to 396 is 398.90. We have in this area somewhere we need to be watching for a bounce. Now, they came up short of this number, so it's very possible that they intend to break through it, like I said at the beginning of the video. So let's keep an eye on that. But here's what should happen. This is a fair value area now. So either they will come down, find unfair value here and continue higher, or break through it and fall all the way down to this 398, 402, 395 area. If they fall down there, that would be a long-term buy for new all-time highs, according to this theory. Because this entire chart is now fair value all the way up to the all-time high. There is no reason to be trading any lower than 395. We'll see if that works. Let me know, John. I'll talk to you guys later.